flat again.
Good evening and welcome to the 12th and final round of the Talk Freak Racing Touring Car Championship here from Road Atlanta. I am Dan Blake and alongside me today we have Joni Backman. Looking forward to this last race of the season. The V8s are currently on track qualifying, but the Cadillacs have finished their session. There's 9 of them out, but only 8 have qualified for that one, and it's a pole position for Mark Fletcher with a 1:20.798. Second place will be Tara Dalberg, 1:20.979. Row 2 sees Darren Seal and Adam Terry. Third row of Roger Coonan and Stefan Coppins. On the fourth row is Ian Mabbott and Adam Parle. And on the fifth row for the Cadillacs, having not qualified, will be Andy Kirchhoff. At the moment, we got the V8s qualifying, and it's Renz Broekman who's looking for his 12th win out of 12 in this season. A fantastic record, and he currently holds the pole by 7/10 of a second as the qualifying session is now finished. So we're going to get ready to go racing very shortly here from Road Atlanta. What are your thoughts on today's race, Joni?
Tough to say, because this is one of the few tracks in iRacing that I hate my guts. But I cannot find anything positive to say about this track unless the car is very, very slow, like MX-5s. With which this track is a ton of fun, but I have to say I'm pretty much guessing that the Renz is going to clean sweep the field and take 12 out of 12. But as for the Cadillacs, since Frederick Follestad does not seem to be around here, I don't know if he dislikes this track as well, but it'd be interesting in the lead of the Cadillacs.
Also hot at the battle for third in the championship because Joe Jr. is also absent along with Kevin Viekemans. So on pole position in the Cadillacs, we've got Mark Fletcher with Tao Dalberg second. Actually, we do the V8s because I've already done the Cadillacs. We've got Renz Broekman and Thomas Van Boezel on the front row. Second row is Daniel Lee and Andy Goodison. Third row, Fabian Jastrzemski and Marius Christiansen. Then it's Peter Ridley and Danny Bowers with a new paint screen. Phil Jocelyn and Andrew Streetley, Andrew Griffiths and Simon Hill, and that qualifying time is Willem Pina, and at the back we also have Andy Kirchhoff from the Cadillacs. So the first corner could be quite interesting here with it's a fast right, it's a right-hander, so we'll have to see how that goes as the cars are gridding up now, ready to go. As Janie said, this is one of the harder tracks for a faster car, this Road Atlanta circuit. It's got a lot of straights, but it's also got some tough corners with the S's, and also a particular one, turn 10, the braking point down there. A lot of downhill sections as well, which I've seen a few cars lose control in the qualifying session and practice sessions. So we'll have to see just what happens. Any quick final thoughts, Janie?
If they manage to get through the first lap without any big pile-ups or etc., my guess is that it's going to be a pretty clean race.
Yeah, that's what we like to see in iRacing, some clean racing. And a Talk Freak Racing Touring Car Championship's actually been quite clean over the course of the season. It's been a very well-run championship by Toby and also the Chief Steward, Ketia Scott, making sure that everything is run in line, and it's made for a great championship really, because the drivers know that there are standards and there are rules, and that they'll be harshly penalised if they don't stick by them. So as a result, we have seen some very close but competitive racing and fair racing, which is the main thing. So we're getting ready to go to the start very shortly. Got Mark Fletcher on the pole position. He took a win earlier this season at Suzuka Grand Prix circuit, but alongside him is Taro Dalberg. Could be looking to make up from the disappointment of a crash in the last race. And we're going red light now, and as the lights go out now, it's a good start from Fletcher, and he's pulling away, and Darren Seal could have a chance to take second place as they come down to the first corner for the first time. It's going to be close down into the first corner, and Fletcher's made it, and second place is Taylor Dalberg. Third looks like the car of Darren Seal. And fourth place is Adam Terry, with Roderick Coonan in fifth and Stefan Coppers in sixth. What happened with the V8s? Have you got any dramas yet? I can't see it. It looks like quite safely. But Mark Fletcher it is who takes the lead now as they go down past turn 5 and on towards turn 6, with Taylor Dalberg second, Darren Seal third, and Adam Terry in fourth. Further back in the field, we got Rens Broekman seventh overall, with Thomas Van Boezel eighth. They got two Cadillacs in front of two Cadillacs. That's Ian Malbert and Adam Powell. And see what's going on here with the V8 field. Daniel Lee is there, and there's a car that's going very slow on the left-hand side. It was a V8, and who was that very slow? Whoever it was, they've lost a lot of time, and I think there might be.
Andy Goodison might be dropped from third place in the V8 down into ninth, I think.
Yes, that would be the one. Thank you, Journey. And as they now come towards the end of the first lap, it is Mark Fletcher in the lead. Second is Taylor Dalberg, and the V8 and the Cadillac field are actually starting to string out a bit as they start the second lap. There's a gap from Stefan Coppins in sixth back to Rens Broekman, who leads the V8 class, with Thomas Van Boezel in second in that one. And Daniel Lee, before the race, was complaining about the track and circuit. He didn't like the combination, but he currently sits in third position in class. So, see how that goes for him. Fabian Jastrzemski's in fourth in class, with Marius Christiansen in fifth. But at the front we go again as they come out of turn 5, and Taylor Dalberg right in the slipstream here of Mark Fletcher. He's going to try and put some pressure on Fletcher, who's not raced many races with us this season. I don't think he's won. He currently sits in 16th place in the standings, having just 3 results and a DNF. So running a rare outings for Mark Fletcher, but he's leading the way so far. So Darren Seal in third place, and that's to be good for the chase he's having for third in the championship with Andy Kirchhoff and Roderick Coonan. So talking of Andy Kay, where is he on the field? Andy Kay is currently up to 15th from last in the field. He's got Danny Bowles as his next target.
Goodison, meanwhile, is coming back. He's hounding Andy Griffiths, coming on the back straight. Looks like he's gonna nail it. Yep, from the outside, clean braking into the chicane. Yeah. So 8th place for Goodison in the V8s.
Andy Goodison in the V8s indeed, as going back up a place, and the go back up to the leaders. Mark Fletcher seems to have pulled out a bit from Dalberg, but the battle for third place is hotting up now because Darren Seal is under increasing pressure from Roderick Coonan as they come out of turn number 5. Has become this is the third lap, I believe, of the race.
Yep.
Yeah, third lap of the race, and Thomas Van Boezel is falling back from Roderick Coonan, following Darren Seal at the moment, who's trying. He's got a bit of a mixture here of what to do. He's like we're trying to get past Taylor Dalberg, but at the same time, he has Roderick Coonan, who is trying to get past him as well. So that could be an interesting battle cutting up for second, third and fourth. But also behind Coonan you have Adam Terry, who is trying to catch up with the two in front, and also Stefan Coppins. So it's going to be quite an interesting race happening here, Journey.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to follow up the V8s. A lot of stuff happening, like not really overtakings, but especially in the first few laps there was quite a few small incidents with the different V8 cars, and lost 3 to 4 positions due to going slightly off tracks or whatever reason. No crashes so far anywhere, but Andy Goodison was the dramatic one of the dramatic setbacks. We went from 3rd to 9th. He's now back up into 6th already, and actually just made another mistake there, but took two places back already. And then Phil Joslin or Andy Griffiths was another one who made a small mistake there. And actually, right as I'm speaking, Andy Goodison is not showing up in my telemetry at all. What happened to him?
I don't know actually what's happened to Andy Goodison. He seems to have disappeared, but Andrew Streetley got past Simon Hill on turn 10. Simon Hill was going very slowly, so That is in the two last cars have switched places. I don't know what's happened to Andy Goodison. He seems to have disappeared, as you said, Journey.
Kind of look at the replay. I see Goodison doing an off track a while ago. Have a look at what happened there. Was it just a regular casual off track, or did he had a severe crash? Following Goodison at the moment in the replay, coming to the front stretch, and just clips it from the grass at the beginning of the main straight, and just takes it sideways into the pit wall. And that's race over for Andy Goodison.
That's very unfortunate at this early stage of the race, but it just shows, as you said earlier, that this track is very hard, and that the slightest of mistakes here will be punished by the unforgiving rules of the track. And up front, there's still no real changes in the Cadillac field. They were quite well strung out, with Fletcher, Dalberg and Steele the top three, with Roderick Coonan still fourth and Adam Terry in fifth place. We're going to go back to the V8s, and also Adam Powell seems to have lost some time in the Cadillac. He's now fallen back behind Daniel Lee in the V8 supercar, so Adam Powell is now 11th overall, and behind him Andy Kirchhoff's trying to make a move here on Fabian Jastrzemski going into turn number 6, and he's done well there down the inside. He's going to try and hold the inside line, and he does, so that's another position gain for Andy Kirchhoff, who now moves himself up into 12th place overall.
Yeah, but now we have to remember that even though he took the spot back, the V8 is far faster than on the straight, and now we can see the V8 just flying right past him again. So the only way to for him to make that pass stick is if he does that like 2, 3 and 4 corners before the back straight, so he has enough time to pull a gap to keep the V8 behind him, because that's not going to work.
Indeed, the V8s are much straighter in a straight line, but it looks like Andy Kay has got the better line going out of the turn 10, and he's gone down the inside now, going through to
nice
the...
one.
That's a great move. I don't think he'll be able to fight back either, although wheels on the grass there, but I think he's just got that position sorted, Andy Kay. Sorry for the silence, I just had to try and sort something out there, but Terrell Dalberg is closing up on Mark Fletcher a bit more for the lead, and they're a bit closer than they were before, with Darren Seal following Terrell Dalberg now. Yeah, Terrell Dalberg, it looks like he's getting a bit closer, but with Seal and Cronin behind him, this could be a four-way battle for the lead, Journey.
Yeah, and but this is where the chicane that they're approaching right now is by far the best overtaking spot off this racetrack. It has a very, very long straightaway and tight corner before that, so you have a good chance to follow someone very closely, because the dirty air is not a factor in that corner. And especially with that, taking that into consideration, and also the fact that Cadillacs are pretty good at cornering to the coming to the back straight. It doesn't take big error from Mark Fletcher, so that he's going to lose 2, 3, 4. 2 or 3 positions instantly. Should be a good one.
Yeah, it could be a good one. Dalberg did have a little look down the inside of 10A. It wasn't a concentrated effort, but he did move over slightly to show Fletcher that he was there. But Fletcher seems to have pulled away a bit now on the opening part of this lap, and he's now, as they come down towards turn number 6, a bit, but he's under braking. He seems to be a lot better than Fletcher. He's caught the gap up almost straight away back again, and we're in the same position we were on the previous lap, where they're coming down the long back straight that Joni was alluding to, down towards...
And Brockman lost the lead. Rens Brockman lost the lead in the V8s. I don't know what happened there. Bussel just went by him.
So Rens Brockman, he's looking for 12 out of 12, but Thomas Van Boezel is making sure that maybe this doesn't happen. He's putting there's a massive news that is, because Brockman's been undefeated so far. So can Van Boezel hold on under pressure? Now Brockman's right behind him in the slipstream, and Brockman looks a bit racy here. He's gone down to the inside as they go down towards turn 10. Now can he make the move, stick down the inside? He sticks with, whoa, Snake's a bit loose there. He can, he just run a bit loose, and that has allowed Thomas Van Boezel to keep the position. And as they come down, fantastic racing here with the V8. Brockman tried to make the move, but the back end snaked out, so he had to pull out of it, and as a result it's let Van Boezel keep that lead, although it's a very slender and small margin.
Yeah, excellent racing, both guys giving each other just enough space to race, and Rens just tried to do some sort of undercut coming out of the chicane, but just back end just snapped just slightly, and that was enough to give the Bussel the advantage to the main straight.
Yes, I see what's going on further up the field. Mark Fletcher and Tao Davo seem to be able to pull away a bit from Darren Seal. He's not as close to the leaders as he was at the earlier sections of the race, and also Seal seems to be pulling away a bit from Roderick Cronin. Adam Terry fourth has also dropped back, so the field is starting to string out, and the battle between Thomas Van Boezel and Rens Broekman is still underway as they go to turn number 7. It's Van Boezel who currently holds the advantage, but I think Broekman will be trying to make a similar move down the inside going into turn 10, but if there's anything between these two that happens untoward, Daniel Lee's only about 3 seconds behind, so he'll be looking to take advantage of that. And then the car behind Daniel Lee is Andy Kay, as Rens Broekman back on the slipstream of Van Boezel next to that, goes to make that look down the inside like on the previous lap, but again he can't make it stick, and Van Boezel sticks to his line and keeps the place again. So Thomas Van Boezel showing some great driving here, and also Rens Broekman. They're both racing very close together. There's no contact, there's a lot of respect I think between the two drivers, and that's helping the cause for some clean racing here for the lead in the V8 class.
Indeed, and behind them we have 3 Cadillacs battling for the bottom 3 finishes in the Cadillac series, class, but still excellent racing from Ian Mabbutt, Andy Kirstad, and Adam Parle. They actually coming into the braking zone in the chicane. They had from first to third car there was about 0.6 of a second, I think. So this could be a pretty good trio to watch. So now we have basically 3 different pairs or triplets to follow here. But I think the V8 battles, the leading battle of the V8s seems to be the best at the moment.
Indeed.
Trying to keep up with both.
I know what you mean, Jenny, but Andy Kirchhoff seems to have pulled away a lot from Mabbutt and Parle over the last. And there's a car that's gone right off in the background. I think that's Ian Mabbutt. That's Adam Parle. We've lost Adam Parle. He's crashed in the exit of turn 7. He was fighting with Mabbutt, and he just went straight on into the barriers. And I think that's going to be the end of his race. What a shame for Adam Parle. He had a similar problem at the last race at Mosport, but he's trying to get going again. But he's fallen well back from behind the 2 he was fighting with, and it's a very, very bad end to the season for Adam Parle.
Oof. The 2 V8s going almost side by side, coming to the last corner in the main straightaway. In the very last second, Rens just thought differently and just eased off the throttle. But yeah, let's have a look at that the incident of Aaron Parle shortly after the action settles. But okay, I had no choice but to follow that that chicane action there. I mean, Rens had an excellent run coming into the back straight, and he also had a good run out of the chicane. But that would have been, considering we're only at halfway point of the race, that would have been a pretty, would you say, over-risky move in this stage of the race to go too wide in the main straight corner? He's
got a run here on Van Boezel. He's going to try and make an optimistic move, but it's a very good manoeuvre from Broekman. They go side by side, but Van Boezel again seems to come out on top. Just how does he keep doing it? Broekman's showing absolutely everything he can at Van Boezel, but Van Boezel is very, very firm. He's saying, no, Rens, you are not coming past me, and he still defends the lead. This is absolutely great racing, lap upon lap, but this could be another opportunity here as they come down towards the corner, and then Thomas Van Boezel as well. He blocks him off one way, but I think this time maybe Broekman will have it as they come down into the chicane. Or no, he's not, he's too far back again. So Van Boezel once again keeps the lead, and this is some of the best racing in the V8's all season, and Thomas Van Boezel and Rens Broekman are really entertaining this season on Glacier TV. You haven't seen much of the leaders recently, but this battle is just too good to take away from.
Yeah, and it started like looked to me like Thomas coming in the middle of the straight. Looked to me like he was first. His initial thought was to take the inside line to prevent Rens from diving the inside. But the problem is that if Rens takes a risk and goes for the outside, he has the inside into the to the exit of the chicane. So I think Thomas in the last second decided to take the outside line, so he has the advantage to close the door coming out of the chicane. And I think that was a pretty good move.
This could be something a bit more interesting to spice it up, because Andy Kirchhoff is catching them quite quickly in the Cadillac, so he'll be coming up alongside Van Boezel and Broekman pretty soon. He catches up very much so under braking, but as you remember, these V8s, they will pull away from Kirchhoff down the straight, but I think he'll become a factor in this battle in the next lap or two, Jenny. Yeah,
looking at his lap times, Andy's last lap was 1:23.65. 1:25.9 versus Thomas did 1:24.798, so he's lapping about 1.1 seconds per lap faster. So next lap he should be pretty much in the tail of Rens Broekman coming to the back straight. Of course, on the back straight, the V8s just fly right by. But we'll be interested to see whether Andy is actually going to start fighting with these guys, because we have to remember that he is already a good 23 seconds behind the fifth place car of Adam Terry. So we'll be interested to see if he actually starts fighting these two, because catching 22 seconds in 14 minutes is I wouldn't say impossible, since anything can happen, but if I was Andy, I would not interfere with this battle.
No, but also you got to remember that Andy's in that battle for third place in the Cadillac Championship, so any time gained by him could be crucial. If
Andy goes wide. Andy almost hits the wall almost there. Half the car goes on the grass. I don't know how he managed to keep it under control.
I didn't see that, but it sounds like it was a very, very careful Andy Kirchhoff, and that is going to slow him down. But back to the lead for the V8s. Once again, Rens Broekman down the back straight is in the slipstream of Thomas Van Boezel. This time he pulls out nice and early. Maybe he thinks he might be able to get the move done before he gets to the chicane, even with the slipstream. I think he might actually do that. He's on the inside here, but once again, Thomas Van Boezel will have the inside line. But I think this time Broekman's got him. Yes, he has.
But he goes wide. He goes very wide.
He's got to cross the grass.
Oh, no.
And he does well to keep hold of the car as it comes off the grass. And Thomas Van Boezel has now got himself a bit of a margin to play with 11 minutes to go in this race. And Rens Broekman maybe a bit of impatience there. He's been trying to get past him for many laps. He made his move, but it wasn't quite the one he went for. It went wide onto the grass and has lost a bit of time. And that also means now that Daniel Lee is just right behind Broekman as well. So he was very close to losing his second place.
Don't do that, Andy. That's a bad move.
Oh, well, that was absolutely, that very, very nearly was a crash there. Well done by both drivers to avoid the incident there. Andy K is definitely giving it 100% still, I think, Joni.
Yeah, I think let's have a look at the few replays we have at the moment to watch now that since the action does not seem to end. Let's start with the Adam Parley incident coming to the
Dalberg spun. Dalberg has spun out second place into the chicane at turn 10. I didn't see what actually happened. All I saw was him facing backwards the wrong way around the track. So drama in the Cadillac field is now Tal Dalberg has dropped from a very good position, second place, or was it second or third place, and he's now going to drop right back to 5th place in class.
Well, that's the curse of the replay. As soon as we hit the replay, something happens behind the scenes. So, well, I had to check that as well. But we saw the Adam Parley incident just snapped loose, coming into the penultimate corner before the backstretch, and just clipped the wall, took a heavy spin, and then into the other wall, and race over for him. But then let's have a look at that Andy K move into turn 2. That's gonna be something fun to watch, because he was inches away from clipping off the V8 car. Looked to me like he was half the way the inside of the grass, under braking there. So let's have a look at that one. Andy K, where are you? Right there.
While you're watching the replays, there's no significant action to report, although Rens Broekman is slowly catching up to Thomas Van Boezel again.
That Andy K's braking maneuver was simply ridiculous. I mean, the car was 90 degrees sideways almost as he was approaching the turn 2, and I don't know. Well, I have to say that was not the kind of move that you would expect from a driver like Andy K's caliber. That was totally uncalled for against the V8, against the car that he's not even fighting with. So I mean, if the V8 car had not kept his eyes open, that would have been a crash. So
I think he's definitely starting to feel the pressure from starting so low down. He's trying to fight for that third in the championship, but also there could be some more Andy Kirchhoff V8 action, because he's closing up again to Rens Broekman and Thomas Van Boezel, and Broekman is in turn catching up to Thomas again following his little incident. He's now only just over a second behind.
And now we're watching the Tero Dahlberg chicane spin, just just goes under braking into the chicane, and well, looks to me like he loses it all on his own. What do you think?
I haven't seen the replay myself, but I think it didn't look like there was any contact with any other drivers. All the rest of them seemed to drive past him, and just seemed to see Terrell in the middle of the road, which is unfortunate for him. But he's still fifth in class at the moment, so he will still get some good points for that.
Indeed, he will. And now we have actually, thanks to Terrell Dahlberg dropping into fifth, now we have the leading battle between Mark Fletcher and Darren Seal. But at the same time, we have the well, now Renz, after that slight incident, he fell back from Thomas like 2.8 seconds. Do you think he's going to be able to catch him? Because now he has to deal with Andy Kay every time he goes to the back stretch.
He's just let Andy Kay through actually on the back straight, so I don't know if this is a bit of a tactical move there from... And also, there's lappery going on there. One of the, I think that's Andrew Streetley, 5 laps down, is in between the two of them, but Renz Brokeman actually let Andy Kirchhoff through on the last lap on the straight, so maybe he thinks that Andy Kay putting some pressure on Thomas Van Boezel will help his cause as well. But up front, Mark Fletcher's gone a bit wide going onto the straight, and as a result, Darren Seal has come a bit closer. But at the moment, I think the gap's still quite steady at half a second. So that battle for the lead in the Cadillacs is still going on. We've got Roderick Coonan and Adam Terry third and fourth. The gap between first and fourth is 3.5 seconds, so no one's really managed to pull away a significant amount. Back to the V8s, and Thomas Van Boezel has pulled away from Renz Brokeman, but that's a result, I think, of Brokeman letting Andy Kay through on the last lap. Anything else of any note going on, Journey?
Nothing much, just following the leading two cars at the moment, since we lost the Thomas Renz battle for a second. But Darren versus Mark in the lead of Cadillacs is also something worth watching. Here for a second.
Slowed up there by V8, I think, and Darren still could have made a move there. Maybe I don't think he would have been a bit rash. But there's the V8 in front of them. Certainly, he's certainly slowing them down a bit, I think. And I think it's Andy Streetley again. Is it Andy Streetley? No, it's not. No, it's Andy Griffiths.
Yeah, it's Andy Griffiths.
Similar colour car. But they let them. The leading three have all gone through, and as a result of them being caught up behind him, Roderick Croonan's actually caught up a bit to Darren Seal and Mark Fletcher again. So, if anything, it's brought them a little bit closer. But as they oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to say that, as you see in the screen right now, Mark Fletcher could be going towards his second win of the season, and I don't think Mark Fletcher actually attended all the races here. Every time he's been in the race, I think I've seen him in the top 5, but at least close to the top 5. But I don't think he has raced that many races this season. I can't be mistaken, but
this is Mark Fletcher's 5th race of the season. He had a win at Suzuka. He didn't race with us. He raced with us the following week at Mid-Ohio with a DNF, and then he had a bit of a break. Came back at Silverstone GP, finishing 11th, and then he had a 6th last week at Mosport. So he's had quite a reduced schedule, but when he has been quite competitive when he's been racing. So, and Darren Seal has now got to think more about defending, because Roderick Croonan is behind him now, and he's looking menacing. I don't know what the time difference is between the two of them, but I think Croonan may have had a faster lap that last lap.
Yeah, Cronin's last lap was actually almost 2 seconds faster than Darren Seal did. Darren Seal did 124.445 against Cronin's 122.642, and actually Mark Fletcher was Cronin also beat Mark Fletcher on that lap by 1.2 seconds. So Cronin is actually the only car besides Terrell Dahlberg to hit sub 123s at the moment.
The top two of Fletcher and Seal, they were compromised by Andy Griffiths, if you remember, on that last lap.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I think that probably is more the reason why they lost time. Then Croonan may be going quicker, but at the moment I don't think he's starting to fall back again now. They're clear of the traffic. So But it's going to be an interesting, 3 minutes left of this race, and it's looking like I don't know who's going to win this really. Fletcher is in the box seat at the moment, but as we know with sim racing, it can change at any moment. It's not set in stone at all. Darren Seal is keeping on the pressure, so. And also back in the V8 battle, I think Thomas Van Boezel may actually have this win because Rens Broekman is not catching him up, but at the moment he's got Andy Kay behind him, Thomas Van Boezel. I wonder if Thomas will let Andy go because he's not in the same class and he could be holding him up slightly, but we'll see about that. Rens Broekman is about 2 seconds, well, he's about 2 seconds now behind Thomas, so in the last few laps, maybe we'll see a charge from Rens, but I think he may be just a bit too far back at the moment.
Yeah, actually, last time by, Darren Seal in second place in the Cadillac Series at the moment, he did a 1:21.899. But the only difference, the only one thing that kept it from being the fastest lap of the race in Cadillacs was the fact that it had an off-track. But he still beat his personal off-track free lap by 0.3 of a second, and he outpaced Cronin by 0.6. That was a blistering lap in the late stages of the race.
Indeed, maybe Seal has saved a bit more in his tyres that the others may not have done. I see there was a V8 car in the pits there as they came through, but Darren Seal may be putting on a late charge as he saved enough tyres though with 1.5 minutes left of this race. It's still all to play for, but Mark Fletcher seems like he's on his way to victory if he doesn't make a mistake, because Darren Seal, although he's 5 tenths behind, he's never really had that opportunity to go past. He's not made a single move. He's just stuck behind Fletcher. But if he gets the opportunity, especially this late in the race, I think he might take a gamble in order to go past Fletcher. But I don't know what's going to happen.
Meanwhile, Andy Kay goes past Thomas, so now we have Thomas and Rens. Actually, Thomas had to lift quite dramatically coming into the turn 1 there to let Andy Kay by, and now Rens is only 0.6 of a second behind Thomas, so the battle is on again.
Get your popcorn ready, boys and girls. Round 2 is going to be very good. If it's anything like the first battle between Broekman and Thomas Van Boezel. Last time Broekman made 3, 4, 5 great efforts to try and get past before his move, which went slightly wrong onto the grass, but now he sees Van Boezel this close. You've got to think that he's going to have another go. We've got 30 seconds left of this race. Are they on the last lap now, or is it going to be the following lap, which is the last lap?
I think there's going to be one full lap. We have 2 minutes 20 seconds left in the clock, and the leaders are just let's have a look at where's Mark Fletcher at the moment, but I'm pretty sure Mark Fletcher is going to get the white flag next time around.
And Broekman's right in the slipstream of Van Boezel here. He's not jinked out to the left yet. He has now. He's gone down towards the inside, but I think he's too far back. Yes, he is too far back as they go into the turn 10 chicane. But letting Andy Kay through may prove to be a mistake for Thomas Van Boezel, because up until that point he had a bit of a gap over Rens, but now Rens is right on the rear end of the car, and this could be a very interesting last couple of laps. He tries to make a move down, he jinks out left, but he's not going to do, jinks out right even, but he's not going to be able to do it this time. But he's right on the back of Thomas Van Boezel. He's just absolutely not, he's relentless attack now for Rens Broekman. He wants that 12th victory, he wants the perfect season, and he knows that all that stands in his way now is Thomas Van Boezel. Third place in the V8s is Fabian Jastrzemski, who is 13 seconds behind these two. That just shows how much Rens and Thomas oh, was there might have been a bit of contact there, I'm not 100% sure, but Rens on the outside. Thomas will have the advantage going into turn 6, but it's not going to try and cut back into turn 7, is he? I thought for a second he might try and go down the inside of turn 7 there, but he thinks better of it as they go down the back stretch for the penultimate time. Next time round will be the last lap, so Broekman's running out of time very quickly if he's going to do anything about Thomas Van Boezel. But these two have certainly provided us with the best racing of the day, would you say, Joni?
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, I don't know what to add. I just hope that this is not going to end up badly in the last chicane, the last braking in the chicane. But yeah, this is some awesome performances both guys have shown us, and like you saw in the telemetry, Fabian Jastrzemski currently in third spot is already almost 20 seconds behind these guys. Well, I'll take that back, 13 seconds. So 13 seconds in 19 laps, that's pretty astonishing. Meanwhile, Mark Fletcher is already in the last lap, coming into the last braking zone.
Do you want to keep an eye on Mark Fletcher while I do the V8 battle, or do you want to stick on the V8s and I'll see Mark Fletcher home?
Yeah, you see Mark Fletcher home. I'll try to keep an eye on the Renz Brockman fight.
Okay, so here we are now, coming out of turn 10 up towards 11 is Mark Fletcher. Darren Seal has done well to put pressure on him, but he's not forced a mistake, and Mark Fletcher will take his second victory at the Talk Freak Racing Touring Car Championship. It's Mark Fletcher from Darren Seal by just over half a second. Third place you have Roderick Cronin 3 seconds back. Adam Terry is in 4th place, and coming over 5th, it should have been a lot better for Tara Dalberg, but a mistake has cost him any chance of any further than 5th place. Andy Kay is 6th, and now I'm going to go back and see what's going on with these V8s, and Brakeman is right behind Bamboozle. This is the last lap. This could be very... and Renz Brakeman, he back... Oh, Thomas
Thomas goes wide!
It's gone across the grass.
Oh my god!
That's going to be a slow down penalty, and Renz Brakeman on the last corner is going to steal his 12th victory of the year. How cruel is that for Thomas Van Boezel? I think he had a slow down penalty there from going across the grass, and it's cost him his chance of victory. That was a fantastic race. You said the lap before about the last chicane, and it proved to be the difference between the two there, with an unfortunate penalty for Thomas Van Boezel. But Renz Broekman takes his 12th victory out of 12 in the V8. It's a perfect record, and he's just completely dominated this series, and a very, very deserved champion. It's a shame we didn't see our Cadillac champion Frederick Follestad either, but this 12th race of the season I think has probably been one of the best races of the season, Joni.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I was just about to say, going into the last lap, that Thomas Van Boezel has to have nothing but ice inside his helmet. I mean, it didn't matter where Renz showed his car, in the mirrors or in the corners, in the straights, no matter where. Yeah, Thomas just kept his line to perfection all the way up to that last lap, where he just made that single mistake, just went slightly too hard on the brakes, lost it, and that was it.
Oh, that's just... It was a fantastic race between Van Boezel and Brakeman there. Definitely one to watch this broadcast again for. I think Thomas and Renz will be watching this quite excited, and definitely good viewing for them. And so, at the end of the race is Mark Fletcher with a victory in the Cadillacs from Darren Seal in 2nd. 3rd place is Roger Cronin with 4th Adam Terry. 5th is Tara Dalberg, 6th Andy Kirchhoff. 7th was Ian Mabbott, and the cars which did not finish were 8th Adam Parr and 9th Stefan Coppins. As for the V8 field, Renz Broekman takes his 12th win out of 12, but only just from Thomas Van Boezel, who stayed really calm until that final lap, in the final corner, the final chicane, but that was enough to see Broekman past him and take the win and put Van Boezel down to 2nd. 3rd place was Fabian Jastrzemski, 4th Marius Christiansen, 5th was Danny Bowles, 6th Peter Ridley, 7th was Phil Jocelyn with 8th Andy Griffiths, 9th Daniel Lee, and those who did not finish the race, I believe 10th was Simon Hill, 11th Andy Goodison, and a non-starter was number 88 Willem Pinar. So there we go, that is the end of the Talk Freak Racing Touring Car Championship, and the championship's been a real success, I think, Jenny. There's been some really good battles, and especially with the two cars, the V8s being quicker.
Yeah, at the start of the season, where we had no real information or data as to which car is faster of these two, in the first race we actually made a mistake of classifying the V8s faster lap time wise, and then we were just blown away by the fact that the Cadillacs were outpacing the V8s every time by. So that was the first initial surprise of the season. And well, then, yeah, the V8s saw, in the majority of the races, V8s saw slightly less battling on track than the Cadillacs did. But I don't know why. I mean, even if you exclude Renz Broekman out of the equation, it's still the V8s seem to like single file racing most of the time. But the Cadillacs were pretty fun to watch, especially in the Mickey Mouse circuits. But I was very excited about this season.
Yeah, I joined in late, but I can already see just how great of a season it's been. A bit disappointing with the number of Cadillacs today. Of only only 9 of them taken part, with no Frederick Follestad or some of the other top runners. Having a look at the championship now, because there's a battle for third place, which is which was to be settled, and I think looking through the gap between Andy Kirchhoff and Roderick Croonan was 5 points going into the race, with Joe Jr., who did not participate in today's race, third on 88. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's going to be pretty tight between Kirchhoff and Croonan. In fact, there were only 2 points between them before. No, 5 points, I'm sorry. And I haven't actually got. If I had the points system with me, it'd be. I'd be able to tell you straight away. But I think definitely tell you it's going to be very tight. But Kevin Vikermans could have been a part of that as well, but he wasn't in the race today after having a strong finish at Mosport. So okay, we're here for the interviews for the final race of the season, round 12. Who's going to be interviewed first then?
Thomas.
First the caddies, of course. Finish first.
Yeah, it's got to be the caddies.
Yeah, so the caddies will go first, and we got Roderick Croonan. Now, Roderick, you finished in third place. How was that race for you?
Pretty exciting, to be honest. As always, I don't really practice for these races as I don't have time, but I like this track, so it kind of worked out, and qualifying wasn't too bad. Had a good start, overtook the fourth guy, and from there on it was just keeping it on track, and that was hard enough on this track.
The battle between you and Andy for third place in the championship. I'm not sure what the scoring system is, but you finished in third and Andy finished in sixth, so I'm not 100% who would have taken the third place, but it's been a good battle between you and Andy all season.
Yeah, I'm actually also not sure what it will turn out to be, because we also have drop weeks, and yeah, I guess I did my best at this race to make the best of it, and we'll just have to wait till the results will be up.
The battle early in the race, how far? What happened to Zalberg? How far were you? You did well to avoid that incident?
Yeah, I only heard there's a slow car on your left, and I saw a yellow flag, and I kind of thought they hit each other, but still I saw the car only at the last moment, and yeah, luckily enough I didn't hit him, and only just lost a bit of time to Adam Terry behind me, but no biggie.
Thank you for the interview, Roderick, and congratulations on this season.
Thanks very much.
Any more Cadillac drivers here in for interview?
There are a few coming soon.
Okay, we'll get the V8s underway with Renz. Renz, a fantastic season for you. 12 wins out of 12, complete domination. Although Thomas made it very hard for you today.
Yeah, Thomas made it very hard for me today, and actually feel a bit bad for taking it like this, but yeah, it's part of it, I guess.
It was great. Yeah, it was great viewing between you and Thomas. 4 or 5 laps as you were coming down the back straight. You made your move, went on the grass, and what happened? What made you go onto the grass? Was it a bit of a late break-in?
Well, yeah, I tried to brake a little bit later than I usually do there, and car just was very unstable suddenly. And I'm actually happy that I didn't hit Thomas, but held the end of track, which was good.
What's the secret? 12 wins out of 12. What are you doing that the rest of them aren't?
Well, I'm driving the V8 for quite a few seasons now already, more than a year I think. So I have quite a bit of experience in the online V8. That helps.
Well, congratulations, Ren. That's 12 wins out of 12, and you are this season's Talk Freak Racing V8 champion.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving on to Thank you. Moving on to Thomas. Thomas, you must have thought coming on to that last lap that you had him, but Renz once again managed to find his way past you.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it in the middle so he couldn't make a pass, but I think I lucked up a bit. Or I had the same problem as Rens, got a bit unstable, but...
Until then,
yeah.
Until then, you and Renz had a fantastic battle, near enough the whole race, really close together. What sort of pressure were you feeling with Renz behind you?
I know him for a long time now, so I can handle the pressure from him, but I know he's quicker than me most of the time, but when it comes to overtaking, it's hard to overtake sometimes, and went quite hard. Maybe didn't show this race, but Renz is just too fast sometimes.
Yeah, 12 wins out of 12 for him, but second place in the championship, are you happy with that?
Yeah, very happy. Quite consistent. I was sometimes it was a bit frustrating to have Renz in the lead all the time. But I could try. This season I had only 3 tries. At Spa, Silverstone and this track. But it didn't happen.
Any sponsors?
Only second place.
Any sponsors or people you'd like to thank for this season?
I want to thank Infinity. I want to also thank Torque Freak and Glacier for the commentary. You guys done a great job this season.
Thank you very much.
And I want to thank all the guys that race this league, because there's some good drivers in here, some fair drivers, and it's good fun.
Compared to other leagues, you say this is one of the better ones you've raced in?
To be honest, this is, I think, my first season in a league. So this is a whole new experience for me.
Okay, thank you very much, Thomas, and congratulations on your second place in the championship.
Yeah, no problem. Well done.
Pete, how was your race today?
My race went too good. I had the usual bad start and struggled all the way through, really. Can't keep up with the faster guys. Obviously Renz, Thomas, Maurice, and Fabian. I think I might be able to get them on the qualifying, but my race pace isn't there like theirs is. I just can't keep it consistent enough.
Consistency, and that is a big part of simulated racing and racing in general. How do you think you can improve that?
I just keep practicing. It's my first season in the V8. Fortunately, I've got Thomas and Renz in Team Infinity. So I've been lucky enough to get their setups, and Renz and Thomas obviously help pointing out a few how to take a few corners and so forth, and that's helped a big deal. So maybe next season I'll get it. I'll chill out a bit more. I think a bit of stage fright as well. Maybe it hasn't helped.
How much has having Renz and Thomas on your team been able to help you this season, with them both being superb drivers as the season has shown?
Yeah, immensely. Before I came to into Team Infinity, I wasn't that good. I was sort of midfield driver. But being with them, it's taken a few seconds off of my lap times easily. I've learned a hell of a lot from them. It's a pleasure to be in their team, and it's good. They are helpful.
Thank you very much, Pete, and shame you can get such a good result today.
All right, no worries. Thanks a lot for you guys. Brilliant commentary as always, and to Torque Racing and Team Infinity, the best team in iRacing, of course. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you. So that's the interviews done for the race 12, the final race of the Torque Freak Racing Touring Car Championship, and it has been a very good championship indeed, and we've enjoyed covering it here on Glacier TV. With the Mark Fletcher. Mark Fletcher hasn't come in for interview.
Hello.
In fact, hello. Better late than never. Race winner Mark Fletcher. Your second win of the season, Mark. How was your race today?
To be fair, it was quite on edge because I'm full of cold. So had to blow my nose twice in the race, which was a bit sketchy.
Cannot be the best thing going down the straight and doing, but you managed to hold off Darren and Roderick for the race. Was there any time that you felt that they may get past you?
Yeah, to be fair, well, I pulled a bit of a gap. I think it was 0.7 on my relative, and I thought the track's so tight at Road Atlanta. I thought, if I just keep it on the apexes and the corners, no one can come past.
Your second win of the season. You haven't raced many races in Talk Freak Racing. Do you think if you'd done a few more, you would have been right up there with the top boys?
Well, yeah, I like to think so. Suzuka was a really good track for me. I've just had a lot going on at the minute with my real life racing. But now I'm in Infinity, the guys are really supporting, and I'm hoping to come back next year bigger and stronger,
What are you racing in real life for those who probably haven't have heard of you before?
I race remote control cars, like 1/10 scale off road.
Interesting. So a bit of sim racing and RC racing as well. What would you say is your highlight of the season so far, with it being at the end now?
To be fair, the first three races were good, but there were a lot of incidents which I think put a lot of people off, to be fair. But the highlight of the season has definitely got to be the amount of competition. And, I was saying to the guys, you just get so nervous before the race because everyone's so close.
They say iRacing is a racing simulator, so even you guys feel the nerves and the tension on the grid before the race then?
Yeah, definitely, especially when Renz and the boys back there are just coming for you, so...
Thank you, Mark, and congratulations on your win today.
Cheers, thanks for hosting a good series, guys. It's been great to watch, and I hope you guys come back next year.
Okay, thank you very much.
See you later.
Thank you. So, there we go. That was our winner, Mark Fletcher, from today's final race at Road Atlanta for the Talk Freak Racing Touring Car Championship. I think that's about all we got time for today. So, from myself, Dan Blake, and Joni Backman, we'll say thank you for watching, and we'll see you another time.
Yeah, thanks from my behalf as well. And since this was the last broadcast of the Touring Car Championship season, well, all you and me or the whole Glacier TV crew can do is just wait for the next season to kick off, and they're still sorting out the fine-tuning the details of which car, what tracks, etc. But should be another blast season to watch, especially with the success this season had. So, while waiting that, from my behalf as well, good night.
Finish line again.